What's up, YouTubers? Well, we've got the 2021 Jeep Gladiator here, and the thing's only 2 weeks old. And as you can see, as soon as I open the door here, the floor mats in this thing look like they've already been through war. And truthfully, they just don't come out protecting the carpet very well. They don't even cover up underneath the gas pedal there, and I understand for liability reasons, so nobody gets the mat caught on the gas pedal. That's why they do that. But as far as protecting the carpet, these really just don't do anything, because you can see there's, you know, trash all the way around the outer edges of the mat, and then, you know, just doesn't really serve its purpose. And I'm sure you pay quite a bit of money for these mats from the factory, and just to turn around and, you know, they're pretty much ruined here in a couple weeks. You can already see that they're getting roughed up, and they just don't look good anymore. So anyways, I've got a solution to that problem right back here. I've got a set of SMARTLINER mats, and these are the ones that are molded to fit your floor pan, so they're going to fit every time. I have a set of similar mats like these from SMARTLINER in my GM truck, and I absolutely love them. But these are their newer version of mats, because these are made out of a plastic rubber mixture, and so they don't have any rubbery smell like you would normally associate with a rubber mat. These are odorless pretty much. So you can see that they're already formed. You've got the lid that runs all the way around, and on this side as well, and then you've got the clips that hold them secure. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the factory mats out and go ahead and install these. And then I've got the back mat as well, and they make two different mats for the back. One's for a storage compartment with a locking lid, and one's for a storage compartment without the locking lid. So keep that in mind whenever you're searching their website. Make sure you get the right one. Also, I'm going to be installing a bed mat. Once I'm done with installing these mats and everything, I'll roll out the bed mat and give you guys an idea of what it looks like as well. I've got the SMARTLINERs right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to install them. I went ahead and removed the old mat, went ahead and vacuumed, got it all nice and clean, and then now it's pretty much just self-explanatory. You slide the mat up underneath there, and you'll notice that you've got a couple little tabs right here where it holds your mat down in place. And what you do is you just take and line those up, and then once you get it lined up, you just push down, lock them into place, and then you push that one down, and you can see that this SMARTLINER fits the floor pan amazing. I mean, compared to stock, this is just a night and day difference. Plus, you know, it even comes back all the way to the bracket there for the seat. It even comes up right here on this hump. Sometimes I'll find myself when I'm driving, I'll rest my foot back here just to, you know, get it in a different position. And, you know, it goes all the way to the very edge of the door seal right here. So you can see that it's completely protected all the way up, and then right up under both pedals. So, you know, it just fits nice and neat. All right, guys, this here is the passenger side mat. Goes in the same way, and I gotta say, these mats are a little bit more flexible than their older style mats that they have. And you know, you can get them in there a little bit easier. But you just do like you did on the driver's side, line the little tabs up, and then once they're lined up, you just push them down in there and they lock in place. Same with that one. And you can see that this mat is molded to this floor pan, and you know, there's no gaps, none of that. It just fits absolutely perfect. And I like how it's got this textured look to it. You know, keep your feet from sliding around, because it's more of a textured than their original liners that they have. Their other mats are like a smoother version. Now, I do like those, and you know, I've got that set as well, and I'm going to show you the comparison between the two in my next video. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm here in the back. I've got the rear mat, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay it across there. And it helps if you got somebody to help you. If not, you know, you can easily do it by yourself. But it's the same as the front mats. You just line your little pins up right there and push that down. There's one here in the back. And you push that down and you can see that the mat goes way up underneath the front seat. So, you know, if you got a passenger here in the back, they've got big feet, they're not going to get your carpet all nasty and muddy. You can see that it fits all the way up around the brackets for the seats and right around the edges here, you know, where you get in. It even comes back a little ways, about middle ways actually, on the locking lid. Now, I will say that when you go to purchase the rear mats, it's going to ask you, do you have the locking lid or does it not have a lid? So, not sure what that has to do with it, but it asks that in the questions. This one here is the locking lid. As you can see, it's got the part right here where you can lock it up. And now you can see on this side, I went ahead and haven't secured this one down yet, but you get your pins lined up and you just push down and it locks into place. The same here with the back one. You just lock it in place and you can see it's the same with this side. The mat fits all the way up on the door seal quite a bit. You know, it's not to the edge there. It actually comes up, you know, over an inch up on the seal. So that's pretty nice. If you happen to spill a drink or something, it's going to be contained into this area because it's raised all the way around the edges. And, you know, you can see that it fits around the console nice, all the way up to the seat bracket. And it's just a nice looking mat. And if you got somebody riding there in the middle, you can see that this is protected as well. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, if when you get your mats, if it's cold outside and the mats are a little stiff and they're a little disformed from being in the shipping box, just leave them outside in the sun for about 30 minutes and then go to put them in your vehicle and they'll lay down flat, no problems. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with these mats. Now on to the bed mat, so stick around. So we're here in the back of the bed, and as you can see, it's already got the factory spray-in bed liner. You know, the reason we got this this mat to put in there is just, you know, keep it looking nice and neat. All right, guys. Well, I just got the bed liner installed, or the bed mat, whatever you want to call it. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this thing. It's definitely going to keep the inside of the bed looking nice. The first thing that I noticed whenever we rolled this thing out in there was, man, they did a great job fitting, you know, the bed mat to the contours of the bed. I mean, you can see that, you know, it's right on. And, you know, the reason it's not fitting exactly up close in some areas is just because it's cold. You know, this thing hasn't had a heat cycle and got warm and kind of conformed to the bed yet. But, you know, just straight out of the box, I mean, it fits pretty dang good. And, you know, it's pretty cool because it's got like a little lip around the edge, so, you know, it keeps stuff from rolling into the corners. It's pretty thick. It's going to add quite a bit of a layer protection. I would say it's probably it's a little bit thicker than an 1/8, but you know, it's pretty thick. Seems like it's going to be durable. Like I said, it's made out of like a recycled rubber plastic, and you know, I don't think that you'd be able to tear this very easily. I think it'd take some doing, and so pretty impressed with that. Now here in the back, it's got a raised lip, and you know, to keep whatever from just rolling out into your tailgate right in there, that little crack area. I can't tell you how many times I've had stuff fall in there, and then when you go to close the lid, it gets jammed up in there. So that is nice to have that little lip. And then over here on this side where you've got your plug, you can see that it fits just up underneath that, fits right up underneath the cargo hooks, and then right up in there where it's just a little bit loose. Like I said, once it starts getting hot, it'll conform. Today's just not been a hot day. It's been overcast all day in the 70s and sprinkled a little bit, so it's not going to get warm enough to make it lay down flat. But once it does, this thing is going to look perfect. Now, I will say that, you know, it matches the spray-in bed liner, you know, as far as the color. I know black is black, but, you know, sometimes there's different shades of black. This particular one is pretty spot on to the bed liner that comes in it from the factory. The texture is very similar, and I just think it looks good. And like I said, it's got that non-slip tread on there, so you know you ain't gonna bust your butt if you get up in there to try to wash it out or whatever. Now with this bed mat, or even the floor liners, let's say you do get a little piece that's a little bit bigger that needs to be trimmed, you can take a little pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife and cut a corner off or something like that if you wanted to, and you know it shouldn't have any problems making any kind of, you know, trimming. I mean, there's just like a little spot right there that might need just a tiny little bit of trimming, but it's no big deal whatsoever. And you know, as far as when you close the tailgate, like I said, this mat hasn't had any time in the sun, so it's not going to be conformed very well. So right now it does pinch a little bit right here, right in this area, but once you put it out in the sun, you know, you're not going to have any problems. And you can see right in there that it fits right up against the tailgate all the way across, and it just looks really sharp. Let me give you a better angle. But so anyways, now the part number on the bed mat is a KO459. Now the model number for the front and rear set of mats is a RA0316, and then the back ones are an RB0459. And I'll go ahead and tell you that this is not a paid review, and this is just me doing a review on them myself, and letting you know my thoughts and showing you just the fitment on everything. Now they do sell another set of floor liners that are made out of a different material instead of the rubber. This one here is like a molded plastic type of mat, and I've got these here. I'm going to show these in my next video, so if you want to see how these install and find out more about these, then once this video ends, I'll have the next one pop up and you can click on it and I'll show you these right here. And so stay tuned for that video. So as always, guys, appreciate you watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel.